Okay, I think we have gnats. Well, that's going to drive me nuts. Anyway, welcome to the live stream. Just getting things set up a little bit here. Gotta share this thing. Let's see. Let's share it to the Facebook group, I think. As soon as I can actually find it, let's see. Let me close that. Let's discard. Let's go back to the live stream. It's always interesting to try to share a live stream. I'm almost there. I'm going to be there in just a second. We're going to try sharing it again. I'm going to copy the link this time. And now I'm going to go to the Facebook group. By the way, if you haven't checked out the group, it's called 4th Generation Toyota Tacoma Owners Group. And we just hit 50,000 members today. Blows my mind, it really does. But let's share this over to that group. We'll say live now here, and then we'll put a link to the actual live stream, I guess. That should be enough, right? You guys agree? That should be enough? And let's post it. And then we're going to get to the live stream, I promise. All right, it's over on Facebook right now. So hopefully we'll have some folks from over there join up on the live stream. We'll see. All right, Alfred Flores. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. Good afternoon, Rob. What are you adding to your Tacoma, Rob? I'm going to get to that in just a minute. Send me one of your stickers, please. They're not free. They're not free. Could you imagine 50,000 subscribers sending a sticker to each one? I'd have to take out a loan. They're $8 a piece. You can pick them up at, or rather by sending that $8 to PayPal, and you'd send it to robmotive@gmail.com. That's how you send it on PayPal. And make sure you include your correct shipping address, because I'm going to send it to wherever you tell me to send it. Anyways, talking about the channel stickers, I should probably show you guys. For anybody who's interested, let's see if I have them out here. You would think I would have them out here in the garage with me, right? Let's find out. I probably don't. And I don't. I have one in the truck though. Let me see. Let me get that. I do have one in the truck. No, I don't. I'll show you one on my truck. How's that? You can see what they look like. It's right there. This is the group sticker. 4th Generation Owners Group. It says Taco Driven. Yeah, I dig them. They look cool. And they look cool right on the back of the truck, right? Anyway, that is the sticker that Alfred was talking about. So there you go. Mason Anderson, I like your truck. So do I. I think it's freaking awesome. For me, it's the best one out there. But you better like your truck the most out of any truck, right? Because if you don't, you're probably driving the wrong truck. Alfred Flores gave me a thumbs up on the sticker thing. There you go. Again, you can see, oops. Man, this setup for YouTube is confusing. Let's see how I look. Let's button this button. Let's be a little more professional, right? We're not trying out for the Chippendales here. Body by Rob, right? Anyway, welcome to the live stream. Again, big shout out to all of the Facebook peeps out there, the members over on that group. We just hit 50,000 this morning, 50,000 members. It's actually surpassed my YouTube channel. How did that happen? And it's done it in like a little bit over a year. I've had the YouTube channel now for probably 7 or 8 years, and I'm not at 50,000. So anyway, blows my mind. People must like it. It is pretty heavily moderated. to keep all the trolls and scammers and advertisers and all those kind of folks out. I did not create it so advertisers would have a free place to come and make money. It amazes me, let's get off topic for just a minute, right? It amazes me as to how many Facebook groups there are out there with huge numbers that let companies advertise within their group for free. They do all the work, they've set up the platform, they moderate it, and these folks come in and advertise their products. Doesn't make any sense to me. It'd be like, let's see, Fred Sausage, no Chippendales, thank God. Oh, you know you'd love to see it. You'd love it. But anyway, it kind of reminds me, I've got a big company right now that's tried to advertise in the group. And they have their own products that they probably have manufactured. I'm sure they don't do it themselves, but they put their name on them. And they also are a third-party supplier for other people's products. What it would be like to me is if they brought in these third-party products from other people under their umbrella, advertised them, shipped them, did all the administrative work, and sold them at cost. So the company that manufactures them makes all the money, and the company that's doing all the work gets nothing. Do they do that? Hell no, they don't do that. Why would they do that? Does that make any sense to anybody? Am I off base here? I don't know. Anyway, James Redmond says, hi. James, how you doing? Let me have a sip of the green nectar here. That's good. Not sponsored, by the way. I just love the product. Unfortunately, my stomach loves it too. All right, let's get to a product. I've got a product here, and I'm not sponsored by these people, so let's get that out of the way. Neither one of these two items am I sponsored by, just wanted them for the truck. I think it was, let's see, I can't remember what you call it. It doesn't say, it's a Fang light replacement, right? It goes where the Fang light is on the truck. And I have the right side, looks like I do, right over here. So the screen is always behind what I can see, so I can't see if you guys can see this, hopefully you can. But it goes over here, it replaces the existing Fang light. There, it just caught up. This is where it goes. So you have to pull the existing Fang light off, or cover, whatever you want to call it, and you replace it with this. Now, notice, these are not what everybody else is doing. What everybody else is doing is they're putting in these LED Fang lights. I don't hate them, but everybody's doing it. So I wanted to do something a little bit different. So I got these, and then you put a hot light inside the hole, if you will. But unfortunately, the Fang lights, or the pod lights that I have, are too big. They don't fit right. Now, the company that sells these, of course, also will supply a light that fits, which comes from Diode Dynamics, by the way. So it's a good quality light. I like Diode Dynamics. They're a good company. But anyway, you put the light in, and then you have a square light in the front that you can control however you want. I'm going to use the aux beam switch that I have. But it should be pretty darn cool, I think. After I get everything. You know, I was thinking I could use one of my existing lights, because I have, what do I have? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 or more, 10. You know, I think I have 11 of these sitting around with different versions. It's not going to work. Kind of a bummer. Thought I could save myself a little bit of money. Neither one of these options are cheap, so thought I could save a little bit of money and actually use what I have, but I can't. Let's see. Alfred says, Rob, I actually have a 2025 Tacoma, same color and all, TRD Sport. You have excellent taste, man. I mean, what can I say? But let me ask, I am going to do a plug here in a minute, so get ready. James Redmond, just traded my 2021 SR5 for a 2025 TRD Sport Tacoma and love it. Yeah, all of those third gen, fourth gen haters out there, they don't know what they're talking about. I don't know if they're just miserable people or what, but the people that bitch and complain about the fourth gen, they don't know what they're talking about, man. I mean, there is no way, except for proven reliability, I'll give you that, but we don't know yet because this truck hasn't been out long enough. You know, the people that say, oh, it's not reliable and the quality sucks and all this bull, based on what? I keep seeing these comments talking about how bad the fourth gen is, and it's like, based on what? Give me examples, man. You can't just make a blanket statement, say something sucks, and then have no proof. That probably means that you don't know what you're talking about, or you're just a miserable person. I don't know. Anyway, James, let's see here. Does your does your engine bay look like this? You notice we have the Banks ram air intake, over 18 horsepower increase, over 17 foot-pounds of torque increase, a little subtle turbo sound. Plus, we have the Banks boost tubes in here. These things are freaking awesome. Love everything that this setup has to offer. And here comes the plug. Are you ready? There is a discount code. You can save a little bit of money if you're interested in picking these up. You go to the Banks site, banks.com, bankspower.com. And then at checkout, this is very important, at checkout, make sure you enter all lowercase Robmotive. All run together, Robmotive. Just like the channel. Hey, it's right here, right? Robmotive, lowercase. And you get a little bit of a discount. Awesome parts. I mean, honestly, I would have bought them without the discount, especially when you throw the pedal monster in there and the iDash Pro, that little gauge I have sitting in there that shows me at different readings and things on the truck, on the engine. Love it. Just an awesome setup. That's my plug. So there's my plug. Let's see. Tony Botello drove from South Texas to Chicago in my 25 Tacoma TRD. One thing I found out, it's not comfortable. I can't speak to that because I have surely not taken a trip of that distance in my truck, but it's plenty comfortable for what I've done with it so far. So that's too bad. James Redmond, I wish. Well, we have to have goals, right? Fred Sausage. Yeah, I'm going back to that. Rob, are you going to remove the grill again or attempt to install removing the OEM Fang bezel? I have tried, man, I have tried in preparation. And you think it'd be easy, right? Because you can sort of reach these tabs. See these tabs on the back? They have this little push-in thing, and it's not easy to push in. But you push these in, and then you pull it out, and you put the new one in. Right. I've got a couple of wounds to show my efforts. There's one on the back. Something bit me. The heck. But anyway, I have tried to do that, and it doesn't budge. I mean, the whole front fascia moves when I push it from the back trying to get it out. So I'm going to give it one more effort because I really do not want to remove the whole front again. It'd be my third time doing it on a 4th gen. You think I'd be good at it by now, but you know, pulling those side panels off where you get a little bit of resistance and you got to put a little bit of force behind it, not a whole hell of a lot of fun. And I really don't want to damage the truck. You know, there's one area where the 3rd gen is superior, right? If you wanted to do work like that, like replace the grill comes off from the front, not on this truck. So I'll give you 3rd geners, I'll give you props there. Toyota did make it simpler, but I'll probably end up pulling the whole front off again. Otaku, I'm going to try to pronounce this. Otaku Roundtable Podcast. Sorry if I'm butchering it. So, I don't understand the hate of the 4th gen. I love mine, and I bought mine in September and with 21 miles on it, and I'm loving it, no problems. And you know, it's funny because that's what everybody says that ends up getting one, even the reluctant third geners out there. Um, I've had people who are vehemently against it, man. And then they buy one. I don't know why. And then all of a sudden they're converts and they're recanting all of their hatred about the fourth gen. I mean, I guess that's good, but why'd you have to be that way to begin with? I don't know. JT Foundation, chill updates about what? Let her the roar of the engine. I may start it up for you in a bit. We'll see. Classic Car Finder, great looking truck. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Tony Botello, the seats. The seats. You don't like the seats, or you do like the seats? You don't. Let's see. You must have. You took the trip. Okay. I don't mind the seats myself. What is it? Angle, cushion, space. What about the seats that you didn't like on that trip? Tony, that's a long drive. I've only taken a 12-hour drive. Wasn't too bad. Well, that's good. That's good. Again, I haven't done a long distance trip in mine, so I can't really speak to the comfort of it, but it's not been too bad. Donald D. Hi. Hey, Donald. How you doing there, buddy? By the way, if there's anybody on here that has come over from the Facebook group, again, it's 4th Generation Toyota Tacoma Owners Group. It says Buy Robmotive on it. Check it out. Join up if you haven't. It's free. It's open to the public. But do take a look at the rules. We do enforce them pretty strongly, I'll say. Tony Botello, Alfred. I live near the border of Mexico, Texas, 19 hours. Tony, you must be my neighbor. I'm, well, it depends on what border, I guess. But I'm in deep south Texas myself. Gotta have a little taste of the green nectar here. Now, I do have, and this is probably the other reason why I'm going to have to take the front of the truck off. I decided to do this second mod at the same time because I thought I'd have to take the front of the truck off. I bought some new lights for up front down here, and I went with the tinted type. They're going to be yellow. And so are my new lights for that bracket I just showed you, because I want a little more contrast on the front of the truck. So we're going to have yellow lights for fog. I mean, down here, we get fog. I don't need bright lights really for anything else. I have the LED light bar in here if I need that. I probably will put some Raptor-style lights in the grill work somewhere. I haven't decided yet. But anyway, and I won't have to take the grill off to do that. You can get behind where you need to get, obviously, here. You just have to watch those shutters in the back. And there are shutters back there, if you didn't know. So anyway, I've got some LED lights coming for down here, too. And there's no, I mean, I don't know. Did you actually reach back here? I guess you could. I mean, I can feel the light, but it does not look to me, now, the light does not come out from the front. It's bigger than the hole, so you'd still have to remove the front end, and I hadn't noticed that before. Maybe you could loosen them and then tilt them and push them out. I don't think so. Excuse me, but that probably kind of settles it for me. I will have to, yeah, I'd have to remove the front to do those anyway. So unfortunately, it looks like I'm not going to have any choice. So Fred, back to your question, am I going to remove the front? Again, oops, excuse me, reluctantly, yeah, looks like I'm going to have to remove the front, and that kind of sucks. I really do not want to do that, but that's the way it's going to be, I think. Tony, Rob, I live near South Padre Island, Rio Grande Valley. I live near Brownsville, 30 minutes or so from South Padre Island in the Rio Grande, I like to say it like that, Valley, or Rio Grande Valley, I guess. So you and I are neighbors, sort of. It's funny, I had somebody the other day, I showed something. I think it was the Tacoma sunbathing in the deep South Texas sun. And somebody got on kind of poking me and saying, Brownsville is the real deep South. And I'm like, I'm basically in Brownsville. We're in the same place, buddy. So that I thought was kind of funny. That they were trying to razz me and that I was saying I was in deep South Texas, but they were really in deep South Texas. And I'm like, I am in deep South Texas. I don't know. So that's what we've got coming. Tony says 30 minutes away. Yeah, it's pretty close. So you are enjoying the same bright sunny day as I am here. I assume it's sunny out South Padre Island way. I don't know why it wouldn't be. Let's see. Oops, about lost my screen once again. So anyway, that's what's coming. The Fang Light mod, and this isn't my idea. This was. This thing was suggested to me by an awesome member over on the Facebook group. So kudos to him if he's on. I don't know if he wants me to give his name in this forum, so I won't do that. But anyway. It was not my idea. He did this to his truck, and let's give credit where credit's due. It's because of him that I'm doing this, or that I found out about it. Now, how is the 4th gen doing? We might as well get in a little bit to the, I guess, the health of the truck. I'm approaching 1,000 miles. It's almost, and I can't wait, it's almost oil change time in the truck, and I say I can't wait, one, because I'm weird and I like to do that stuff, but two, I've got the Miller Cat skid plate and cat shield that I'm going to put on the truck, and I have been waiting to put that on the truck, to put both. I could put the cat shield on now, I suppose, but I've been waiting to do that until I do the first oil change, since I'm going to be under the truck anyway, so why not just do it all at the same time? That was my thinking. So I am eagerly anticipating the oil change, the first one, which I'm going to do at about probably between 1,300 and 1,500 miles. And I know there's a lot of controversy out there about when you should do the first oil change, right? I don't know. It depends on what you're comfortable with. You know, they say that it's a break-in oil and you should change it to get out any, you know, little metal shavings or whatever that might be in the truck. I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and do it just to get it done. And I'm also, and what do you guys think? I am contemplating putting a cap box, I don't know what you call it, not a camper, but a cap on the back of the truck, one that's designed for it so it looks like it should be there, in the same color as the truck. That would be a lot of Blue Crush. What do you guys think of that? Does it look good? Does it not look good? Are they functional? Are you going to lose any functionality in the truck by doing that? I'd be curious to know what you guys think about that yourselves. I think it's an awesome idea. I think it'll give me more versatility, more useful bed on the truck for what I use it for. Obviously, it would limit loading anything tall into the truck or standing in the bed to shovel dirt or rocks or whatever. But I'm past that. I don't do that anymore. So it's something that that I think would look good on the truck. And I haven't decided whether to go Lear or ARE or I think there's one other one. I can't think of what it's called right now. But I think that's what's going to be coming. And I'm kind of dumping some things in anticipation of that. I've gotten rid of the Predator side steps recently over on the Jeep over there. I've got some rock rail type things I'm trying to get rid of. I think I'm going to sell the tonneau cover because obviously I wouldn't need it. And also potentially the sport bar sitting up top. I love that sport bar, and I've kind of gone back and forth as to whether or not to put that on the truck again. And if you're curious, it's right up there. That's the sport bar. It does fit. I've had it on another 4th gen before, so if I don't go with with the cover. I may go ahead and put that back on the truck, or put it on the truck. I've never had it on this version, but it is something that that I think I would do, maybe in the future. We'll see. And as I said, the tonneau cover, I think I probably would sell. It's not waterproof. Of course, none of them are, but it's like brand new. I mean, it's only been on the truck for a few months or something like that. And I might do that. I'm not sure. I still need to get a bed mat in here. And of course, we've got the tie downs and the bed stiffener. You know, it's funny. This thing for me, there's one on each side, of course. It's the bed stiffener. And it has a bottle opener on here too, by the way. But the thing I like most about this is I can use these slots for tie downs. And I have. I was storing them on there for a little while, and I need to put them back on because it's a great place to put the tie downs when you're not using them. The tie downs, speaking of, I do have those from billetttiedowns.com. All of this stuff, by the way, of course, there are discounts on the channel. So if anybody's looking to buy anything, save yourself a little bit of money. Why not, right? But anyway, that's my upcoming plan. By the way, there's the little tailgate security I have. Of course, it's just a hose clamp, but it's a deterrent. It's definitely not going to stop anybody who's overly motivated, let's say, from taking the truck. But let's take a look inside while we're out here. Why not? I did move the aux beam switch. I did have it over here in the center. I moved it up here because I like it better there, to be quite honest. This time I did drill a hole through this back piece. You can't even see it, which is why I did it this way. But I drilled a hole, ran it up front. This allows me to control any lighting addition that I would have. And this unit is just double-sided taped on here. So if I ever want to take it off, it'll be pretty easy to do. So, we'll see. I don't know. The rest of the truck, we've got a little bit of stuff. We might as well do a quick little, I guess, rundown. Of course, we've got the Banks iDash Pro up here. Again, I love this thing. There are tons of different parameters you can set to look at while the truck is running. You can control the pedal monster with it on the fly. I love that. Pretty simple, and it looks like it should be there, right? Nicely integrated into this side piece. It bolts right into the spot where the bolt that's underneath here was before, so it works perfectly in here. And it's not obtrusive to your vision. I mean, look, when I'm looking ahead, I can't even see it. It's over here, right? So it doesn't block my view at all. And I know some people have been starting to put these grab handle things over here, and I'm talking about the same type as what's over there. But I hear nothing but complaints about that grab handle. And number one, nobody knows it's there, so they don't use it. And number two, you can't really grab it. So they're putting the same style, the same kind of thing over here. Makes no sense to me. Now, things you can't see, right up underneath here, that's the FitCam X. Love that thing. It's nicely integrated into the mirror, as you can see. It gets rid of the one that was sitting up here, which I need to sell, by the way, in case anybody wants the OEM one. But I removed that. I didn't like it there. Doesn't mean everybody doesn't like it there, but I wasn't a fan of that myself. So we've got the FitCam X up there, and of course, the handy little shelf behind the radio. And I love this. It's only held on by a little bit of friction. There's some pads on the inside of this so it doesn't scratch your finish, but it slides over the edge and across the top of the radio, and then it just sits there. That's it. It's not going to come flying. I mean, anything can happen, I guess, but I'm not concerned about it flying off in the event of an accident or something like that. And then I've also got the two different holders up here for cameras. Obviously, as a YouTuber, I'm always talking at a camera. So I've got one here for the GoPro, and then the other one over there is just a magnet that goes to the back of my phone, I guess, so that I can put my phone up there when I want as well. Hey, Chad, how you doing, buddy? That's right. Give a thumbs up while you're here. Come on, man. Only 7 thumbs ups? I'm feeling no love. Down here, we've got the truck. My granddaughter actually sent this to me, or my daughter. I switched it out for the blue one that I had before. Now we've got the red one on there. I think it's pretty darn cool myself. Let's see. Down beside me, we've got the Toyota gap fillers. You can't get these anymore. I actually got these from a subscriber a while back who sent them to me for the Toyota Tundra. But of course, they fit any vehicle, any truck, or anything you want. So they stop those French fries from falling down underneath the seat, or maybe your keys or your cell phone or anything else, right? In the center, of course, we've got the tray. You've got to have the tray. And in the glove box, I think I've done this. You get so many, you forget, right? Yeah. I've got the little partition thing for the glove box. I dig that. Pretty cool. And then up here, you can't go without your patch, right? I know people that have patches. Ooh, what's that? Well, I must have sweat on there or something. I've got people, or know people rather, that have patches all over their ceiling and stuff. I've just got one. It's my Robmotive. And it's just a Velcro thing. You kind of have to push and twist a little bit to get it to stay up there. But it works really well, I think. And then we've got on the back, which I think you can see, yeah, there we've got the grab handles to match the truck. And those were actually made by a subscriber to the channel. At least they used to be. I don't know if they still are or not. A few years ago. And I put them in this truck because, of course, that's another item that is not Tacoma specific. It'll fit anything that has a seat, right? Now, let's go back to the hood. We might as well do a full rundown. Everybody's always asking me for a rundown. Hold on a second. Before I do that, let's catch up on some comments, and then we'll get into a couple other things real quick. Let's see. Okay, Park Ninja. Matching caps certainly wouldn't look bad, just depends on your needs. Absolutely. Tony, where did you get the bed cover? It's the Backflip MX4, and I got it from Rough Country, I think. Maybe I bought it direct. I bought it on Amazon, I think. Chad Kernot, what's up, Rob? Just grilling some steaks. Chad, you do this to me every time I go live, man. Chad, I swear to God, he has either the best job in the world, but whatever it is, he's always grilling steaks for lunch, man. I mean, come on. I don't get steaks for lunch. Fred Sausage, blue cap or a cap high canopy? It would be just a cap, just a regular bed cap. SUV Life. Totally digging the 25 Trail Hunter. I've only hunted up 2 trails in 2 months, more to come. Awesome. The Kid D. I want the shelf behind the screen. Well, if you check out any of my recent videos, there is a link on there where you can get the exact screen if you're interested in it. Chad says, again, give a thumbs up, people. That's right. If you haven't done this yet, please do that. Helps out the stream, shows me you're alive out there. I really would appreciate it. It doesn't cost you anything. Terry Bash, love the videos, Rob. Terry, I appreciate that. Thank you. Double scat pack. Thumbs up. There you go. That's what you do, man. Manny Sierra, number 1. Chad Knotts, I haven't been on lately. My grandmother passed away and handling other issues. Sorry to hear that, Chad. My condolences. Hope things look up for you. Tony Botello, nice. Terry Bash, my hidden console compartment is coming tomorrow. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I have that on the back of the of the console lid. Manny Sierra, can't get my patches to stick on that headliner. Any suggestions? Yes, they are Velcro back. You just have to push and turn. Push and kind of turn a little bit while you're putting them on. Now don't go nuts. You're not trying to push your hand up through the metal ceiling, but push and turn. And they will, as long as they're the male side. You have to have the male Velcro side, the hooks. If you've got the female side up there, never gonna work. Terry Bash says, got mine at Amazon. Cool. Terry says, just wish they had caps for the areas not used. I put black screws in there. I took screws, painted them black, and put them in the holes. I know what you're talking about. Double Scat Pack says, cheers, brother. Cheers, man. Tony Patello, thumbed up. Tony says, have you ever been to Tacoma National at South Padre Island? I haven't. Every year when they have that thing, I'm not here. Or it's bad weather, you know, if it's raining or something, I wouldn't go to that. But I've never been able to go because typically I'm not here or the weather sucks and I can't. All right, that catches up on the comments. Let's continue the tour. I guess we're going to turn this into a tour video. Underneath the hood, you saw the aux beam switch inside. This is the brains right here. And you don't need to have this ground bar here. I put that in because I had it and I think it looks cool. On the box itself, there are ground spots to ground to. You power and ground underneath inside the box, so you don't have to have this. The tray I made. Biggest part of the job was making the tray so it fit. And you can see it is a kind of a tight fit. The ECU is right here, and this is right in front of it, so it fits pretty well. I do have a circuit breaker on it here. It's a 60 amp. I wanted to look at that the other day. It's a 60 amp breaker. Way more actually than I'm gonna ever feed. It probably should be more like a 40 or, yeah, 40 or maybe 50, that's it. Pretty cool. I do have the red line tuning struts on here. I love those on the hood. That's why I'm able to, one, place this easily here because I don't have the bar that normally would swing out across here and marry up with this holder. I just remove the bar. It's pretty easy. It just pulls out. But I don't have to worry about it, again, because I've got the red line tuning struts. And do yourself a favor, man. If you're looking for hood struts, don't go cheap. Don't buy the knockoffs. I've had them. They're not the same class or quality as the red line stuff. Definitely the red line tuning is what you need. One more time, we're going to run over. Well, before I do that, we've got the TRD oil cap here. This, again, another item that was sent to me by a subscriber many years ago. It fits the Tacoma. It's from the Tundra. Again, we've got the Banks boost tubes down here. These things are awesome. And just look at the look. I mean, a nice quality finish. And I know that's not what it's all about. They could be butt ugly nasty, and who would care as long as they work, right? I get both. Good quality part, fits the way it's supposed to, easy enough to install. Love those. We've got the other side over here. Again, they're from Banks. Love that. And then, of course, we've got the Banks ram air or cold air intake with the big ass filter in here. And I do have the oiled version. I believe I have the oiled version. Which, by the way, is not so heavily oiled that it's somehow going to clog up your MAF sensor. There's this big, I think, urban legend out there that if you put an oiled filter in, you're going to mess up your MAF sensor. That's a bunch of BS. This thing would have to be dripping in oil for it to suck oil back through the mass airflow sensor. There you go. It's just not going to happen. Now, again, you can save a little bit of money on these. There is a discount code. It's Robmotive, all lowercase. You just put that in at checkout, and that's important. Make sure you put it in at checkout when you pick these up. Love these things. Again, what do they do for you? Over 18 horses increase by having this unit. over 17 foot-pounds of torque, a little bit more sound, better airflow with these tubes. That's going to increase the longevity of the turbo, which is what we all want. And that increase in acceleration and power. It's just a winning combination. And I bring these up because I've got them on the truck. I installed them myself. Always, in my opinion, make sure that you're listening to people that actually do their own work. Those folks that ship off these parts to, there's nothing wrong with this, don't get me wrong, but the folks that ship them off to shops and have the shops do the work really can't speak to how the install is, or the quality and the fit, because they didn't touch them. I touched them, believe me. So just be wary. Again, there's nothing wrong with sending them to a shop. Hell, that's the smart way to do it. If you're not a YouTuber, then you don't have to show the installs, right? But it gives more validity, in my opinion, if you're dealing with somebody who actually has done this work themselves and has gotten up close and personal. Those parts and I, we have a really good relationship. We know each other well. Let's see. Let's catch up on some comments here. Oops, I lost the comments. Where the hell did they go? Sergey. I'm going with Sergey C. American or Japanese? Car? Well, my car is a Tesla, so I guess that's American. My Jeep is sort of American. I don't know. And my Toyota is Japanese, so I guess I like them all. Terry Bash. B-A, Bash. I'm going with Bash. I like my axle dump. I have that too. I think it's cool. Gets rid of that cannon exhaust. Tuning struts are a must. I agree. Manny Sierra, are you planning to get an aftermarket catback exhaust? I just installed an AWE with black chrome tips. Looks and sounds awesome. Can't wait for my Banks air intake. I'm holding out for the Banks exhaust. Banks is working on an exhaust themselves, and that is coming. I can't wait to hear how it sounds, what it does for power, with or in combination the other parts that I have. So I guess the answer is yes, but not until the Banks is ready. And it's supposed to be here, I believe, before the holidays, I think. So we shall see. SUV Life, agree. Have Redline Quick Lift Pro, one of the first mods to our 25 Trailhunter. Makes engine care easier. I absolutely agree. Manny Sierra, Redline struts are a no-brainer. I agree. Good quality part. Allows you to access everything under the hood that you would need, or I would need, very easily. Terry Bash, debating 6 elements, cold air intake or Banks. Well, obviously you know who I would choose. Banks is the best out there as far as I'm concerned when it comes to the increases that it gives you, the quality, the support, the engineering that went into these. Everything that was done with this Banks intake was done intentionally. They set it up to get the most performance out of it, because that's what we all want, right? I mean, is that why you put an intake on, or do you just put it on because it looks pretty? I mean, I do both. Actually, I like the looks of it. But I went with Banks because of their quality, their engineering, that over 18 horsepower gain, that over 17 foot-pounds of torque gain. That's what sold it for me. That's why I went with Banks. Plus, don't forget, as a side note, you can save a little bit of money too if you use the Robmotive code at checkout over at bankspower.com. So, Fishy Bubbly, learn how to do your job. I'm not sure what you mean. Put a V8 turbo. That's a big wish of anybody that drives anything, I guess. But And that's not reality, I suppose. Terry, gotta say that four-cylinder turbo definitely can give a V8 a nice run for the money. It's awesome. I mean, they did a super fantastic job with this engine. It is quick. You put the pedal monster on it, and it is, I don't know how it could be any more responsive. It's just freaking awesome. Manny Sierras at Terry Bash agreed. Yeah, absolutely. It's fantastic. And it is such a night and day difference from the third gen. I mean, I don't know how anybody that's got a third gen that jumps into a fourth gen could possibly still say the third gen is better. And I like the third gen. I mean, I'm not dogging the third gen. It's just that the fourth gen is a natural progression or step forward when it comes to the Tacoma. And these people that complain about it, I mean, do you want Toyota to never take a step forward? In other words, another 10 years from now, and Toyota's still building outdated third-gen Tacomas while everybody else is building a product that is better, that is more what the owner wants. And I say that about the owner because the Tacoma is still the #1 best-selling mid-sized truck. It might even be combined against the others. So, I mean, obviously Toyota is doing something right. You can't live on just reputation alone forever, right? You've got to put a product out there that works, that gives the customer what the customer wants, especially in this community. You know, the Toyota Tacoma community is tight. Word gets around quickly, and believe me, if people were dissatisfied overall with the fourth gen Tacoma, it really wouldn't take a long time for sales to start to reflect that, because it's just that tight-knit of a community where everybody gets together and talks, right? So I think they're doing pretty well. I think they've put out an awesome product. Is it perfect? No, it's not perfect. Anything man touches is not perfect. But Toyota takes care of things. As things come up, they're repaired, they're warranted. That's why we have a warranty, right? I mean, if there weren't going to be, unfortunately, problems, you wouldn't need a warranty. Why would a manufacturer even offer it to entice folks to come over, right? So I haven't had any problems with mine. I've never had to take one in for a recall. I've never had, now, some people are going to say, well, that's because you didn't have it long enough, Rob. And that's true. They're not wrong. I would have had to have taken in my, I believe it was my 25 TRD off-road for that brake line recall that they're having. It never got to me because I don't have the truck anymore, obviously. I don't have any issues on this truck, and I check periodically to see if there's been any kind of recalls or anything for my truck. Nothing. Terry says, I love the customizations the Tacoma offers. Oh, yeah. I mean, between the Jeep and Tacoma, nobody offers as many customizable options out there. And I think Jeep and Toyota kind of go back and forth as to who's #1 in the aftermarket. And I love that Toyota set it up in such a way, even still, that you can do things yourself. You don't have to take it somewhere and pay somebody to do things. A lot of the stuff, most of the stuff is bolt-on, and anybody with a red toolbox or any other color. Did you know you can get these toolboxes in different colors now? I saw purple ones at Lowe's the other day. But anyway, anybody can do it. It's great that the aftermarket is so supportive, I think, of the truck. Let's see, Verstappen, you must be a race car fan. Maybe you are Verstappen, the race car driver, I don't know. I have a 23 4Runner and a 2022 Tundra, they're amazing. That's awesome. We need to get a Tacoma. Tony says, so true, so freaking true. Manny Sierra, this is so true about the customizations. I had a Nissan Titan and could barely find any aftermarket parts for it. Yeah, because who modifies a Nissan Titan except you? I mean, you know, there's just not a market for it. Verstappen says, yes, huge F1 fan. I knew it. Now, the big question, is your name really Verstappen? Verstappen? It could be. I don't know. I'm thinking it's probably not. You're probably supporting Verstappen, the F1 driver. That'd be Formula One, in case anybody doesn't know. I don't know. Anyway, I've been on here. How long have we been on here? Let's take a look. How long has it been? Oh my God, it's been 52 minutes. You know, it's amazing when you get on these live streams and you start talking, how quickly the time flies. You know, before I know it, it's been an hour, and I've been on here with you guys, which is great. I love it. Anyway, in closing, I do have the Facebook group. Check that out. No, just a Max Verstappen fan. Awesome. He's a great driver. He's probably my favorite as well, as far as F1 goes. But anyway, check out the Facebook group. Again, it's 4th generation Toyota Tacoma owners group. It says by Robmotive on it, so you'll know if you've got the right one or not. Lots of great people over there, lots of great information, certainly people that know a hell of a lot more than I do, that's for sure. So I benefit off of it as well. It's a great place to post what your mods are, or find mods that you want to do, or just share your truck, man. I know on YouTube you can't do that. There's no way to share your truck, but you can over there on that group. So check it out. We got to give one more plug to the Banks parts. Again, truly, and I wouldn't say this if I didn't believe it myself. And you guys can see that I've got the parts in my own truck. I mean, I didn't put these parts in my truck to destroy my truck, right? I mean, I've got 40-some grand in this truck myself. So believe me when I tell you, I wouldn't get behind parts that suck. But anyway, the Banks cold air intake, the Banks boost tubes, the Banks pedal monster, a must-have. And they're running a promo right now, so the price is already reduced. It's not going to last that much longer. It's got to be coming up. And you can still use the code Robmotive at checkout to save a little more money. And of course, the iDash Pro, to be able to see the stats and things in your truck. This is a cool little thing. And it's, you know, we always say it's the mod that you didn't know you needed, right? But man, once you've got it in there, I look at this thing, I'm not going to say constantly because I've got to pay attention to the road, right? But I'm watching temperatures and voltages and all kinds of things in the truck when I'm driving. It's just cool. It's one of those cool mods, right? Again, don't forget, at checkout, discount code is Robmotive, lowercase. Save yourself a little bit of money there too. Let's catch up, and then we're going to sign off of here. Manny Sierra says, can't wait to see your Fang light install video. He's talking about this doodad. I'm waiting for parts. That should be coming this weekend, I think. Tony says, how do we order the stickers? Tony, you have to pay for them on PayPal. I only accept PayPal. You find me by paying against the name Robmotive, it's the channel name, lowercase, Robmotive at gmail.com. That's how you, I guess, make a payment on PayPal. So, and make sure you include your correct shipping address. I ship to where you guys tell me to ship. So if it's wrong, most of the time it's going to be on you. But it has been on me. You know, there was a guy not long ago, he bought a sticker, and he sent me a note. It had been like a couple weeks, and he said, I haven't got my sticker yet. And I'm like, oh man, what address did you give me? And he gives me the address, and it matches what he gave me, and I'm like, okay. And then he sends me a picture he got from the post office, I guess. I don't know how he got this. Maybe he works for the post office, but it was a picture of the envelope as I had addressed it, and I transposed his address. I screwed up. So I sent him another one, obviously. I mean, I'm going to be fair about things. If I mess up, it's on me. I had another person that sent me an address that was returned to me because they gave me the wrong address. That was on them. I did send them another one, but, you know, just make sure you get it right. Make sure you know where you live, right? Anyway, that's my long answer to your question. Robmotive@gmail.com on PayPal. Costs $8. And I'll send you a sticker. Casey Golfer said hi. Casey Golfer, how you doing? Verstappen says, have a good day, man. I'll check out the bank's website now. Great parts. Great parts. Casey Golfer says hi again. Hello, Casey Golfer. Hello, Casey Golfer. That's it. I'm done. Thanks for joining me. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you next time on the web.